Good morning and welcome to day 5 of Tamebay Live. Today we are going to be looking at expanding your business across marketplaces and growing even beyond marketplaces. It's been a busy week this week, I know, but we've got some great speakers lined up for you today. Before I go through the speakers, I just want to remind you, please do make use of the networking areas on the Totem platform. There's coffee tables if you want to sit down with friends, and also all of our presenting partners today, and indeed from the whole week, have got a showcase on the platform. If you want to find out more about any of their businesses and the products and services they offer, go to their showcase. You can download some information there. They've got videos that you can watch, but more importantly, many of them will have representatives that you can actually speak to, video conference with today, or you can leave them a message or sign their guest book and they'll get in touch with you after today, and you can find out more about what they've got to offer you. Now, importantly, today is the last day of Tamebay Live, so if you have added any materials to your delegate bag, please make sure that you download your delegate bag before the end of the day. The platform will be open for an hour after the last presentation, so there's plenty of time, no need to rush and do it now, but download those delegate bags so that you've got the content that you wanted. Now, we've had many requests and happy to confirm that all sessions are being recorded. We're already building a new Tamebay Live website to host these videos, and they'll be available to rewatch in the coming days. So again, today we've got 2 streams. We know you can't watch everything. I would suggest pick the sessions to watch this morning that you have questions you want to put to the speakers, because you'll be able to rewatch the other session later. But you won't be able to, obviously, when you're watching a recorded session, put questions live. And I'm delighted to say that every speaker and presenter on Tamebay Live has set aside 10 minutes at the end of their presentations for questions. So if you do have any questions, beneath this stage, you'll see a little red box that says submit question. Pop your question in there, it'll go through to the main stage, and we'll put as many of those questions to our speakers as we can at the end of the day. So what's going on today? Well, on the merchant stage, first up, you'll find Callum Campbell, CEO of Limworks, with Cass Patton of OnBuy and Nadia of Limworks. They're going to be talking about where to next for marketplaces and how a total commerce approach can take your business to the next level. And then at 11:05, a really interesting session from Sam and Ollie from Olsam. They're going to be talking about building value for your business and your future exit strategy. And they're looking specifically at FBA businesses. But this is a session that you should really consider going to if you're running an FBA business, because even if you don't want an exit strategy at the moment, you want to carry on running your business, they're going to be looking at health metrics and different ways of measuring the strength of your business. And importantly, some indicators that might mean your business it could fail in the future and is not as strong as possible. So if you really want to make sure you've got all of your metrics spot on, get across to that session. Now, in just a couple of minutes here, Daniela from VTEX is going to be talking about the roadmap for deploying the next generation of e-commerce. That's a really interesting session coming up. Key items to address as you plan and launch your own online marketplace. If you're a retailer looking to launch a marketplace, stay on this stream because the first session is key for you. Then we're going to look at tax reforms and the impact of online marketplaces with Avalara, and Rick Velma from Avalara is going to be speaking. And I'm delighted to say he's going to be joined by Ben Sestig from Katawiki, a retailer just like many of yourselves. So they'll be looking at the new EU e-commerce VAT package and a ton of detail that you're really going to want to know. This afternoon, you're going to want to come back to the first session because it's Google Campaigns Masterclasses with eDesk. And eDesk are going to be joined by 2 representatives from Google to talk about how Google Campaigns can grow your business. So you really want to come back for that session this afternoon. And that's going to be followed by Martin Bish of Hubu. He's going to be talking about the pros and cons of self-fulfillment, needing a bigger warehouse. Do you use Amazon FBA? Do you use a fulfillment partner? What about selling abroad? We know there's been quite a few I'd like to say teething problems, but I think 5 months, 6 months later, we're not really into Brexit teething problems. They just are problems. So how do you solve the challenges of moving your stock across borders? And then we're going to wrap the day up with True Commerce and Andrew on a really interesting session, building a pandemic e-commerce exit strategy. Shops are opening, pubs are opening, people are starting to go out again. But I've got to be honest, and I look around and I see so many retailers that when the pandemic started, I don't want to say they panicked, but they were forced into emergency measures of getting online as quickly as possible. And what I've not seen is many of these retailers changed their strategy during the pandemic. They were locked down for, everyone thought it'd be a couple of weeks, and it turned into 3 months, and they took emergency measures. Then we kind of opened up a bit, and then in the summer we had another lockdown, and then we've just had another lockdown after Christmas, and they're still using those same emergency tactics. So True Commerce are going to be looking at how you rationalize your business, accept the changes that have happened, and put a proper, robust strategy in place for moving forward. So a really busy day at Tamebay Live again. Excuse me. And now I'd like to introduce our co-host for the day, which is Andrew Norman, Managing Director of ShipStation International. So hugely knowledgeable because he deals with business that goes all over the world, and he's responsible for global expansion within the Stamps family, which ShipStation are part of, across Europe, Middle East and Africa. And he oversees sales and marketing and go-to plans for ShipStation and ShipEngine products. Now, I've got to be honest and say, Andrew and I go back a long way in e-commerce. I've known him for years. He's worked for a number of companies that you might have heard of, people like Message Labs and Volo over the years. So he's been knocking around, I don't know how many, it must be a couple of decades in e-commerce, pretty much since it started. So absolute huge welcome, Andrew, and thank you for volunteering to co-host some of the sessions today. How are you today?
I'm very well, my pleasure. Yeah, no, you're right on. We've worked in this, particularly on marketplaces, for probably about 10 or 12 years. So we've hopefully some of these, the people joining may recognize my face. I was probably a little bit younger the last time they saw me, but yeah, no, it's great to be here. Thanks for
yeah. Weren't we all? So if you've got questions during any of the sessions on this stream today, if you pop them into that red box just below the presentation screen, they will come straight through to Andrew, and he'll be putting as many of those questions to our speakers as he can, the easy ones and the difficult ones. And don't worry, no one will be able to see who's asked which question. So pop it in that chat box and it'll go straight through. But if you do want to find out more about ShipStation, please do go to the showcases, and ShipStation's got a showcase there. So you'll be able to contact, well, not Andrew today, because I think you're going to be pretty busy today, Andrew, but his colleagues. You'll be able to leave a message for Andrew, get in touch with him. And some of you may have also caught Claire from ShipStation, who was speaking earlier this week. So a really busy day lined up, Andrew. What are you looking forward to today? What do you think is going to be really interesting?
Obviously, I'm excited to see your shirts. Congratulations for bringing your shirts out on the last day of Tamebay Live. I think there's some great things. I'm really interested in Dan Ellis' session. You know, marketplaces we know has exploded over the last 5 to 10 years, but particularly during the pandemic. So I think the VTEX presentation we're looking forward to. Avalara, we know that there's been huge challenges for everyone, frankly, over the last 3-4 months. So, you know, I've done a number of sessions with the Avalara team. I think there's some really good content and some really practical advice for people, for the merchants, for people listening to this. So I think that's really good. As you said earlier, the Google search, particularly announcement with Shopify this week, I think that's really, really relevant for people to understand, for those that are selling on marketplaces, but also have their own web store, or, you know, their Shopify platform, for example. Habu particularly, I think, is interesting for merchants that have decided to put inventory in other countries closer to the consumer. So we've definitely seen a lot of merchants that have looked to move inventory, you know, outside of the UK or redistribute inventory. So I think the Habu session is particularly interesting for me. So yeah, no, it's a good day, great day in store. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on today, and just a reminder for those just joining us, please make use of the networking areas on the Tamebay Live platform today. It's an amazing function we've got. It's powered by a platform called Totem. And we've got the absolute best platform we can. So if you see a colleague on the platform, you can add them to your contacts. You can have one-to-one video chats with them. And also there's coffee tables and meeting rooms you can sit down in. But if you go to our partner showcases, our presenting partner showcases, you'll be able to make contact with them again. And again, if you want a video conference with any of the speakers or their colleagues that you spot on the platform, you can request a meeting with them and arrange it all without even leaving Tamebay Live. Just a reminder for those of you that have been adding content from the presenting partner showcases to your delegate bags, please remember to download it before the end of the day, because this is the last day that the Tamebay Live Totem platform will be running. But it'll be open for an hour after the last speaker, so there's no need to rush. Just make sure the last thing you do is pick up your delegate bag and download it at the end of the day. And if you really want to make contact with Daniela, who's up first on this channel, or Callum from Limworks, who will be on the merchant stream today, make sure you specifically go to their showcases. And even if all you do is click the button to sign their guest book, they'll know you want them to get in touch with you, and they'll be in touch with you after the show. So if your question doesn't get asked, or if we run out of time on questions, or if you just want to find out more about their services and what they could do to assist your business, just go to the showcase, click that guest book button, and they'll be in touch with you sometime, hopefully next week. So we've got a really busy day coming up today, and stay on this stream to hear from Daniela and how to launch your own marketplace on your own website, or jump across to the merchant stream where Callum from Limworks and on by Cass Passon are going to be there, talking about what's next for marketplaces and e-commerce for merchants. Good luck with today, Andrew. It's a really busy day. People are going to be seeing a lot of you. And I'd just like to thank all of our presenting partners from today and throughout the whole week. Andrew from ShipStation for co-hosting today, and other co-hosts from the week. And of course, our title sponsor, eBay. And now we're going to just play a short recorded message from their UK General Manager and eBay Vice President, Murray Lamble. So welcome, Murray.